More Than Rich podcast. I am here with Chad Arrington. Chad, what up?
What's up, my guy? You said more than rich, right?
Yeah,
My dude, what's up, my guy? How you feeling today?
pretty good, dude. I haven't talked to you for a minute. It's been a few months.
Yeah, bro, I'm out here grinding, man. I told you I'm trying to catch up to you, man.
I feel that, dude. I often feel like I'm behind as well.
Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to gear up for like the summer, man, and it's crazy. Whenever the new year hits, bro, it feels like it's a lot more pressure to like kind of get things going. So that's where we at, man. And it's like crazy time flying, bro. April be here, what, in 2 weeks?
Oh, you lagging on me. Are you back? Okay, there you are. You're back. Okay.
Yeah,
You like
yeah.
okay. Yeah, no, I was just thinking about that too. April 420 is my birthday and stuff. I got a couple songs coming out. I got a Los feature I'm finally about to drop next month.
My guy. Okay.
Yeah.
How long you been sitting on it?
Actually, this is another one. I got another feature from him.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And I ain't even
Oh,
dropped the first one yet.
well, you gotta make something happen. You gotta roll out.
Not yet. No, we can talk. We can talk about it though. That's your guy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Hey, look, that's the most part, man. You're sitting on the feature, you gotta make it work, man. You gotta make it make sense.
and it's a female oriented record. So,
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Joe, where you at, man? You out Cali? You out Arizona? Where you at right now?
no, I'm in Austin.
Okay. You in Texas?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, still out here in Baltimore, man. You talk to Los, man. Tell them the hometown say what's up.
Damn, that's tight.
Yeah,
Hey, well, speaking of that, let's talk about your upbringing a little bit. Tell me
most
about
definitely,
Baltimore. Like, what do you remember most about your childhood? Like, how did you get into
man.
into music in general?
It's crazy. Well, mom's was always one of those ladies that walked around the house and sang, bro. To be honest with you, so it start off with the what you hear and you experience and you exposed to as a kid. You feel me? And we used to have a lot of family functions and a lot of family events, bro. That's what I miss the most, bro. Baltimore's a big space for, cookouts, family gatherings. A lot of people know us, bro, for the crabs, bro. We got the seafood on lock, Joe, and that was special for me, bro. Spending a lot of time with, my family, bro. Very, very close knit. And where we come from, bro, like I say, it gets a bad rap, man, for, the poverty, the drugs, the violence. But, my family, bro, was always, like I said, extremely close, bro, and spent a lot of time with each other. So, I didn't have to get mixed up, bro, into a lot of, the streets and the politics, man. I spent a lot of time, bro, like I said, busy. Um, Music for me, bro, was always something that was like emphasized in the household, bro. Grew up as a fan of the Temptations, your Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson. Played classical piano, man, for 10 years. And it's crazy because I had, that as a part of my upbringing, but I was a big sports guy, bro. So, played basketball all the way up from Pee Wee, man, all the way to college. And that was something else that kept me kind of, like I said, focused, bro. So the emphasis on education, man, playing piano, bro, speaking,
Hey,
spending a lot of time in that. Can you hear me?
yeah, no, but you're saying that you're music literate. You can read music.
Yeah, and let me tell you what's funny. I'll be honest with you. You seen Drumline? I
Mm-hmm.
actually can't read music, bro. I'm in the same space as what Nick Cannon was in Drumline.
You can feel
I
it
can
out.
play, I can play by ear, Joe, and I can also mimic watching somebody play. So I'm gonna tell you what's funny. I had a teacher, bro, for 10 years, right? My 8th year is when she found out I couldn't read because I used to just watch this lady
Wow.
play, and immediately,
Oh
bro, I would pick it up,
wow.
right? And she's looking at me one day, right? She's like, "Look, I'm gonna go into the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make me a cup of coffee. You sit down right now and then you go through it." I don't know if I was playing Mozart, bro, or something like that. And she came back and I couldn't even start. I couldn't even get started. So I'm a guy that was playing Fur Elise, bro, and I was playing Chaplin, bro, and Ragtime. But I always played off of ear, bro, and I played off of somebody showed me how to do it one time. I'm literally the guy
That is
you
a
seen.
secret. That's a
I'm
secret you've been
literally the
holding
guy
out.
you see from Drumline, bro. And you remember that scene when
Oh
it was
yeah.
like, look, we're gonna
Hell
have
yeah.
him go and play it for
He's
the
getting
crew.
all mad. He's getting all frustrated.
Yeah, and
You-
the guy knew. He's like, yo, this kid's a special talent, but he can't read music. And that's the wildest thing for me, bro. I never picked up on I took the shortcut, bro. I was like, I'm gifted. Never really practiced. And that's probably like the gift and the curse for me, man.
But I mean, you could probably match pitch, and you probably used auto tune for music. Simple
Yeah, yeah,
things, right?
100%, bro. And so, like, even if, like, for how the music works, I got into it, bro, to be like a supporter and I was looking to be an executive, bro. Young black dude, not looking to rap, bro, not looking to sing. That was not the plan for me. I was in like the easy E space. Like, I got my homies, I got my money, I got my bag right. I'm gonna invest in you guys. But for this to make sense, bro, I gotta start figuring out how we make money from the music, because nobody where I was from, bro, was bringing home royalty checks. People wasn't getting paid shows. Like, I'm looking at it like, yo, how do you make any paper? You know what I'm saying? Fuck being famous, bro. How we get some money? And I'll tell you this, Joe, investing into my cousin's first album, bro. I signed my 4 cousins to my record label. Shout out to my boy Troyce, Flames, Bishop, Cedo G. My cousin Troyce, bro, he came out with an album. He was doing sync placements, yo, for Power and Empire, and he wanted to go and do his own solo debut album. He had me spending money on a production, Joe. He had a Mary J. Blige track record where she was in it, but we didn't clear the sample.
Damn.
I spent about $30,000, bro, on a mixtape, $5,000 on a video shoot. So I spent all this money, and we couldn't even recoup because we couldn't clear the sample. So imagine spending all that money in your production before we talk about the marketing, right?
But you didn't know
And
anything, right? You didn't know better.
I didn't know any better, bro. I just knew, let me go get some bread. My cousin's talented. Let me invest in him. And when me and him spoke about it, he was talking about, yo, look, this is just for promo. Like, people just be releasing shit like mixtapes and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not putting no money and no time in nothing that we can't recoup. Let's make it make sense. And that was my introduction into the game. Investing into the production without a rollout, without an understanding of the business infrastructure, and taking a $35,000 hit, man, our first project.
Do you look back now wishing you would have just pushed it without the clearance?
Hell no, because it would have been a way big of a issue, right? Say, Mary J. Blige people's finds out, or say the song gets some type of traction. Now I'm in a position that so many artists are in, right? So we don't talk about, what Cisco went through with the Thong song, and Ricky Martin and Living La Vida Loca guys all that money. We don't talk about the Lil Nas X record, bro. Old Town Road and those guys using the sample and what the issue was with that. We don't talk about a lot of these artists, bro, having these clearance issues. That's something that should be a conversation more so in the community.
That's interesting because when I first started, this was like 2008. I just ripped a song off the internet, not knowing any
Gotcha.
better. I dropped it, I put it out, and bro, within 2 weeks, I made $100 off iTunes sales. I got so scared that I pulled it down. That's why I was
Gotcha.
asking that question. I'm like, do you ever look back like, man, could have just taken the L, whatever the loss is, fame will make up for it kind of
Bro,
mentality?
something about it didn't sit right with me, because I put it like this, right? It's also a form of, like, of theft from another creator.
For sure.
Right. So say Joe, you got a nice ass record, bro. I hear that shit on YouTube. I rip it and I do my thing, and I'm not one paying you homage or giving you credit. So that's also the part that didn't sit right with me as a creator, right? You taking somebody else's work, they not getting the benefit from it, and you guys don't have a collaboration or a business understanding. And
Yeah.
that just for me doesn't work art wise. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? It's
No,
different when you
definitely.
guys
I
you
had the
got a
same
relationship.
feeling about it. That's why I was curious, but I guess we have the
Yeah.
same mindset on that.
So now
Um,
the conversation went to this, Joe. It's like, all right, cool. Let's go into original production. Like, we got these dope producers. These guys are extremely talented. Let me try to put a battery in that back, go to produce something that's 100% unique, get extremely creative in your drum patterns, your beats, your kits, and, like, let's start to produce yo from scratch, bro. I want to see what you guys really got as a skill set, and that's what the challenge became. Build your in-house production team, and I want you guys creating 100% unique records. I'm gonna go and figure out the publishing, the performance rights. I'm gonna figure out the copyrights. Like, it started for me, bro, admin first, and once we got that right, bro, then I was able to focus on the artwork.
let's go back a little bit. Like, talk about in school, what kind of student you were, and like showing your interest in this kind of. What was the early signs that you're like, oh, I could probably do something like this?
Crazy, man. So I grew up in an area called Park Heights, man. It's here in Baltimore, bro. So let me say, my kindergarten and like third grade years, bro. One of our schools, bro, had to go through construction, so we ended up having to go to school from elementary school with the other middle schoolers. So just imagine, bro, you 7, 8 years old going to school with some people that 14, 15 years old, right? And I was a smart kid, but I also was exposed to a lot of things. And like I say, Baltimore's a different type of city. You're going to see a lot of shit and witness a lot of things as a youngster. And for me, bro, I was always locked in on one, not being distracted and not getting wrapped up in the shit that was going on around me. So I always had that kind of like focus, as you will say it, right? On like, look, man, let me stay out the mix.
Chad focus.
There we go. So early on, I always loved school, bro. I was big into math, right? So Oregon Trail, man, numbers munches. Like, I was the kid that loved to play video games that kind of challenged you, bro. I was a big Zelda guy, bro. I
Hell
was the
yeah.
007 kid, right?
Hell yeah.
I love those video games, Joe, but I was the kid that would also go and buy the little guides that they had at the Walmart and the Rite Aid
Or
to
at
help you go
GameStop.
from. Yeah, bro. So I was big into like the puzzles and the systems early on, bro. As a kid, bro, I was big into fucking Battleship, and playing chess, like stuff that probably other kids wasn't like tuned into. And I played different type of video games. I
Did you
was
ever
always
play
into,
Risk?
yeah,
Your board game Risk?
100%, 100%. I was a big board game guy, bro. I'm trying to tell you that was my thing, and I combinated that with interest, bro, into, like I said, math was my shit. Science, I was always that type of guy. Always did good with numbers. Straight A student, bro. Early on, honor roll student, AP kid, bro. In high school, I went to college already having half of my credits. You understand me?
Nice.
So, in a place where education wasn't emphasized, a lot of people were struggling, bro, to just maintain status quo, to pass themselves from semester to semester. I had a high SAT score, bro. My academics was great. I was always top 10%. So that shit, bro, just became,
So,
you know,
what
the standard.
motivated you? Like,
Yeah.
was your mom on your ass? Like, what
Mom,
motivated
not
you?
mom didn't play no games, bro. So my mom, Joe, nurse, man, she worked in Baltimore City, bro, Johns Hopkins, Sinai Hospital, Greater Baltimore Memorial. Like she worked her ass off, and she didn't play about the education. That's one thing that we're gonna take care of, and that's also your one way, not just out of whatever situation that you in, but you can go see the world. Your nugget on right. You'll travel, you'll learn, you'll go to camps, and that'll open up the doors as well as the combination of your sports and your opportunities. So that was always the emphasis, bro. Education first and foremost. You feel me?
Damn. No,
Yeah.
that's super interesting. I didn't know it was like that. On top of you being musically inclined, I don't think anybody knew this aspect of your life, your
A lot.
background.
Yeah, man. It's been blessings because I've been able, Joe, since I touched back home, man, I'm probably 100 interviews like in. And when I was going through my process, I wish I could have showed a lot more of like behind the scenes of what we was going through 2015, 16. But I'm six
Talk about it.
five,
Talk about
yeah,
it.
I'm
Let's
six
go.
five Joe. I played ball, bro, right? And a lot of us got hoop dreams. For me, I I understood that the NBA, bro, was like, not a possibility, bro. It's like a long stretch for us, right? You look around and Carmelo Anthony went to the NBA and he's from Baltimore, but how many of us are 6'9" and one of the
Damn.
best players in the world? It doesn't work like that, right? And I was always a realist, right? So I'm like, yo, maybe my talent got to be intelligence when everybody else is looking at being athletic, bro, or being an entertainer or being talented. Maybe my talent is being the smartest guy in the room. And let's have that conversation. Let's see how far it gets us. So that's really where it came from, Joe, man. I looked at it completely different. And that was my outlook, bro. And that's what's, allowed me to be here now, bro. I value intelligence a little bit different than most people.
So I'm trying to. Where's the pivot where you start doing shows and stuff? Because we're talking about your first L with the 35.
Yeah.
So let's transition to where you're starting to get into the industry.
So the game comes, bro. Um, let's put it like this, trial and error, right? So my cousin, he's into the game. He's doing what we call sync placements. Him and a couple different producers. He's out in California. He had moved from Baltimore to Cali in our teenage years. So he's the one that kind of got me into the game. Like, look, bro, I want to release music and start making money with the music. He's already making money with sync placements, right? So he already knows how to lock in with people that are producing records and placing them on TV shows and movies and commercials. For me, once we started our record label, it was about, all right, cool, let's get our LLCs situated, bro. Let's talk to the lawyers. Let's make sure we got accounting and things like that. Like, I was a kid that was studying what was going on, bro, on your Breakfast Clubs, man, and your Vlad TVs. I watched some of the older artists talk about their masters and their publishing. And to hear these guys speak about it and nobody was online exactly breaking it down and educating, I'm like, let me go ahead and learn how this stuff works. So that thing for me, Joe, was let me figure out the admin aspect, bro. And then, independent distribution started to become a thing, bro. Your United Masters, your Distro Kids, your Tune Cores. And I'm like, okay, we can get our records on Amazon and Tidal and Apple Music and Spotify. We don't need a record deal. So that big understanding, like, look, bro, we can start to go ahead and do this ourselves and really be independent. That was the most important part for us. Every one of the guys on my labels, bro, I helped them create their records. So like I said, in-house production, everybody's putting together a certain amount of volume. My job was to figure out a quota. So my quota was, look, we're going to do 200 records. The more records we got, the more chances we got to go ahead and figure out a hit record. I'm going to go ahead and pay for the studio. I'm going to put the studio inside of my crib so we don't got to go to somebody else's establishment and spend money on studio time. So everything for me, bro, was about how can we bring
Resourceful,
this,
efficient.
yeah, how can we get this done efficiently, bro? How can we bring this in-house and how can we really build a movement? And then that's where the marketing comes from, bro. You figuring out your logos and we're going to go with focus on the hats and every last attention to detail, bro, was really locked in because I said, if a label ever does come to us, guys, let me make sure that everything is packaged in and I have figured out the margins and the fees for any and everything that we doing, even from a feature, travel, clothes, inventory. So I enjoy just the whole aspect of becoming a label, bro, and not just being an artist. Once my guys were out and about, Joe, and they started to put out their music, that's when you come into the space, bro, of now we looking at the DJs. So I joined DJ pools, bro, like Coast to Coast and Vertigo and DigiWax and MP3 Wax, Coalition, Core. Like, how can I get my record out to all of these different guys that, one, they do what we quote unquote break the records? How can we do showcases? So from the ground up, a lot of people don't know that's where we was at, bro. I was also whatever I needed to be for my team. I was the cameraman, I was a sound guy, I was the investor, I was the hype guy. So any and everything that y'all seen before I became Chad Focus, bro, I was whatever the team needed me to be just to get us ahead of the curve. And that's what the game was, bro. I started off as a guy behind the scenes. And as I learned the business and I seen the intangibles and what you needed to be forefront, I said I might have the X factor that can help get my guys over the hump. And I produced my first record with the team, bro. My second record happened to become Dance with Me. That's a hit record. My first feature was fucking T-Pain. And like, it wasn't the fact that, bro, I was just starting off. It was the fact I had been doing it for so long for other people that my first couple moves was extremely efficient and extremely powerful and extremely calculated.
You're making me think this was like a whole different time period because that's like the Spinrilla, hot new hip hop, just the time period of music and
The SoundCloud babies, right?
yeah.
So even with SoundCloud, you remember when we first got on SoundCloud, you weren't getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember joining a platform called BeatStars. And like I say, I was learning how to hack programs and systems and infrastructures and algorithms, all types of shit, Joe. BeatStars would let you release their record to SoundCloud with your certain ID. And whenever the record got paid with SoundCloud, that money would come over to BeatStars. So I learned how to go ahead and trigger
Damn.
royalties
I didn't even
through
know that.
content IDs early on. I
Shit.
learned that when my producers released their records through my distro and it went to YouTube, when people ripped their records and they re-released them, we was getting paid from YouTube anyway because of the copyright situation. So I just was learning all of these back end technical aspects of the game, trial and error. And I'm the only person walking around. I might not be the most famous guy, but I'm the only guy from my hood that's making money from the music. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my thing is, like I said, you got a record. I think King Lo's super duper dope, man, extremely talented lyricist. And I think that he was top tier as far as like skill set.
I
And
think he's the best.
I always felt like for that skill set, they should have gave him a lot more opportunities in the industry. Should have had a lot more mainstream records. And I wanted to know what takes a talented artist from just a talented artist, yo, to mainstream and extremely like successful. So that's why I say, bro, I looked at all of these infrastructures and systems on the back end, and I said, look, how could I help be an asset to a guy like a King Los, who's supremely talented lyricist? Maybe these guys need systems in the back end, and I could be the guy that could add that to the game.
So one thing that happened to me earlier in my career was I helped manage a tour, and this artist when we were on tour was telling me how he was one of the first people to blow up on SoundCloud and one of the first people to get a check from SoundCloud. And he was only 23 at the time. And I'm over here thinking, what's the difference between you and me? I'm literally thinking that to
Yep.
myself. He was
Yep.
dropping records every week. Literally, that's it. Way younger than me, but consistent. And it made me realize also because he didn't care about the other money that was owed to him. He didn't know anything about uploading anything. He was just showing up to shows and grabbing that check and leaving. So,
Yep.
no idea how to even log into a distributor. He didn't know any of this. And
Yeah.
you know how much money you're owed if you're making thousands of dollars already just to perform? Like, you have millions of streams and you're unaware. So, I'm just curious how how does an artist like that even become aware of something they might not even know that they're owed?
Content, content like this, platforms like yours, because you gotta understand, somebody gotta hear this conversation. So even look at like online right now, right? One of the main people that speaks about independence and how to recoup your money is Russ. But there's not a lot of guys that's doing that, and there's not a lot of guys that's Billboard, Platinum, Gold artists that are having this conversation or even know what's going on as far as the mechanics of making things happen, bro. That's the sad part about it. A lot of the talking heads are just the talent. The guys that are business minded are the ones that help break the records behind the scenes. They don't have a platform and they also don't have a fame. So we
Damn.
don't. The information is gate kept as well, right? Um,
Can,
your guy, right? There's something called the MLC. I learned the hard way,
yeah.
right? So now you got the MLC, which is one of these platforms that recoups lost records and royalties. There's something called black box royalties, which means if you don't
Yep.
claim certain amounts of money, it goes to the top three,
Biggest
labels.
artist, the biggest. Yep.
99.9% of artists have no clue what me you're talking about, Joe.
Yeah.
And if it's not a hot 16, they could
And
care less.
dude, that's because I've hosted shows with the performance rights organizations that
Yep.
come and speak on panels, and they never have talked about the black box ever. And I'm in the crowd being like, why don't y'all want to mention no interest in talking about this important detail? For what?
Also, why would they? Because we don't care either. And
And hold up, bro. CD Baby just stopped doing their distribution publishing for worldwide collections, making it even harder for independent artists to get their money now. They're the
yeah,
only ones that would collect it for you worldwide, and now they're just like, hey, we'll boost your music and promote it. What
yep,
distributor promotes your music? Really? None.
none. And I'm gonna tell you something funny. I think Tune Core these, companies now, they're doing like we'll promote your records and syndicate them. Guess what? People getting hit with the abnormal streaming flags, whether they doing, streaming farms or not. So imagine people saying don't use AI and don't use bots, and then they're using bots and they don't even have a system tweaked out yet, and artists is getting hit with false abnormal flags. So I'm the guy that was like, yo, bro, I'm a stream farm to shell these records, get these checks, yo, before they ever figure out the kinks in the system. I know that everything that they're doing is to kind of stifle independent records and independent artists, because if you aren't a part of their infrastructure, their system, they can't benefit from it, right? So what about the conflict of interest? DistroKid is owned by Spotify. Spotify is owned by Universal, Warner, and Sony. Yeah, that's a conflict of interest as well. So when you guys start to muddy the waters, and now the majors also own stake in the independent distribution infrastructures, like, yo, they're going to gatekeep everything. They're going to put
Yeah.
us in position that we got to go through them again.
Yeah. And yeah, no, I'm thinking of so many other things that are the distribution is just ridiculous, dude. They're cutting down on what we can do, on our abilities, and it's
Yep.
just it's kind of ridiculous.
I've done white label too, right, Joe? So I've done white label. I've rocked out with Amp Suite. I've rocked out with a different couple platforms, but it's difficult, bro, for you to even get any traction with those platforms. The customer service sucks. So you at a space now, bro, where you're gonna have to link up with your empires, bro. You got to link up with your Alamo. You're gonna have to get a subsidiary to re-release your records. Like, it's gonna get to that space, right? And the one homie that I salute, what I'm saying, I chopped it up with Lil Russell. I like what they doing with Even.biz. I like the pay to offer type of platform. I like the direct to consumer, Joe. People gonna have to become very intricate in what they doing, bro. They're gonna have to become very slick in how they, get the music out to
That's what I was gonna say. Was
the people.
do you remember that tool that Spotify was launching? That it was gonna be like, we're gonna boost your records, just give us a percent. I waited so long for that to come out. It finally comes out, and it's like, hey, you don't even have 30,000 monthly listeners to use this. Oh, so it's being gate kept for people that are like already successful.
Even the metrics, right? We're not gonna pay you unless you got 1,000 spins,
Yep.
or if you got 90% fake stream. Like, you're like, yo, what the fuck does that even mean? How does
Yeah.
that even? How about if I got 89% fake streams? Can I still get paid? So it's so many different things, bro. And this is what I tell the guys: talent becomes an afterthought. So you better wake up and be talented as shit.
Okay, hold up. Now that we're on that topic again, going back to Lowe's just a little bit.
Yeah,
If you're a talented artist and we're talking about you're noticing that these people aren't getting their due, and everybody knows, like, the industry is aware, like, wow, they're skilled, they're clearly not getting recognition. How does an artist that's talent pivot, and what are they doing wrong?
I don't think it's a doing wrong, right? It's a
Recognition.
it's a all right. So look, you got to play two different games, right? It's the clout game, it's the influence game, right? So put it like this: I come out with Dance with Me. I'm not a top tier lyricist, but I know how to put together a song, and I know how to put together a hit song. So I also focused on my commercial rollout. So some of your guys that are top tier artists might not understand target marketing. Who are you putting a record out for, right? Who wants to listen to this record? Is this a purist? Is this the worldwide record? Is it national? So I think that you got to be very, very intentional and strategic in the type of records that you make and put out. I put out a lot of my songs, yo, for the ladies. So if the homies from the hood, like, I'm not gonna bar you to death, bro. And I'm not talking about nobody getting shot, no crack cocaine, none of the jail shit I've been through. Like, this is for the bitches. And if you like the bitches, you're gonna be there with us. Right? So that's those are the records that I like to make. I also understood the systems, which is the way that Billboard charting works is based off of media-based record plays. That's radio.
Yep.
It's based off of digital downloads, bro. So you got your iTunes, your Amazon, and then it's
Nielsen.
based off of your streaming metrics. And all of these things, a certain amount of metrics that you got to put together in a certain week. So you know how people come up when they talk about first week sales?
Mm-hmm.
That's a record label conversation. If you're independent, now you got to talk about how much money in your marketing budget you got to spend to hit those metrics to recoup.
Damn.
Guys ain't having these conversations first and foremost, Joe. So they're not being intentional on being successful industry wise. I always wanted a billboard plaque. I always knew that I had to have a certain amount of sales volume based off of the other 200 artists out of 8 billion people that we're competing against. So I knew how to put together a rollout and a marketing budget that made me top 200. Let's have that conversation first and foremost, because that's what gets you on the Billboard charts. So I know that I need 7,000 sales, whether it's albums, streams, radio. How much money do I got to spend to be on top 40? How much money I got to spend to be on college? Do I got to get on Sirius Radio, Hot 97? Like, what kind of budget does it take to get that kind of exposure? What's your PR look like, right? Are you paying to be on Double XL and the Source? Are you putting together your money to get, a repost from Say Cheese, from Academics, from Shade Room? Or are you sitting around talking about, yo, it's going to happen organic, which is one of the most ignorant, stupidest things I ever heard somebody say? But you got to realize people are brainwashed. So when somebody says organic and you think that you're going to just somehow, some way get noticed and go viral without no strategic rollout or no intentional marketing, that, bro, is probably the saddest thing that I hear most artists speak about. And it also means, AKA, I don't know what to do, or AKA, I don't got the money to execute what I'm trying to get done.
Absolutely. Do you remember? I don't want to say this person's name, but I was like, hey, I asked a prominent industry person if they could make me successful without the fame. And it immediately made me think of you because I was like, wait, what's the difference between that and buying streams? Because then I'd just be
Yes.
making money and no one would know who I am.
Well, the thing about it is that, um, and I like the interview that Rush just did, man, with Andrew Schultz. He said, imagine I got 500 million streams and then the label buys another 500 million, so I got a billion streams. You got to already have some motion, right, for the systems to look like it makes sense. All right. So you can't just be doing 10 million streams like I
Out of
was doing
nowhere.
back in the day. I was making $20,000, $30,000, right? Residually off of records nobody ever heard before. All right. And I didn't stay quiet about it. I'm like, yo, I'm tearing y'all ass up. Now, one, in my mind, I think and know that I do have a hit record because I know what it sounds like and I've put it out to the right folks, but I'm not about to spend money for the clout. I'm not about to spend $30,000 to look like it's a big record. I'd rather spend that money on the marketing of actually recouping the money from the records.
Damn.
Spending the money on the radio, whether people are listening to it or not. Spend the money on the systems, the playlists, the streams, recoup the money. That's not how the game was set up, Joe. So that's when you realize the whole shit is rigged, bro. It's a whole infrastructure. It's a system. It's a machine and you got to fuel the machine. If you get with a major label, those artists never get flagged for fucking streaming fraud. They never get flagged for streaming phones because it was built for them to recoup the money. It was built for their shareholders and their infrastructures. For a guy like myself and you, as independent artists, nobody owns our publishing or our masters. So recouping that money and other people not being able to eat off of that doesn't work for their infrastructure. I turned down record deals. I turned down publishing opportunities. I took their entire infrastructure and how they put shit together and I did it independently. If everybody does that, bro, then where do they make their money at, bro?
Yeah.
Where do they benefit? So that's what I learned, bro. That's really why I was somebody that hacked the industry and also became somebody that was kind of like, you know, enemy to the infrastructure because it's like, yo, bro, we can do this independently and I can show y'all actually how to make money and I can do what they do much more efficiently and I'm gonna keep the money.
Still kind of trying to understand your background a little bit, and you talked about going to college and stuff. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what did you study and how did that turn into music?
College, bro, was communications, bro. So I went to mass communications. I was the guy, bro, in high school that wanted to be if you remember Stuart Scott, man, was a big dude on ESPN. I wanted to be one of those guys. I wanted to be Charles Barkley and Shaq after the career. I wanted to be on TV, talking my shit, having a good time. In college, that's when YouTube, bro, really started to kind of hit. So being a YouTuber, bro, podcasting, blogging, doing the shit that me and you doing, this was like a lane that people weren't talking about. Played ball in college, bro. I was self-teaching myself technology, right? Looking at social media, looking at a way to go out here and build an audience and looking at the transition from traditional media, billboards, radio, TV ads, bus stops, flyers, and looking at what social media was now becoming. All right. And My self-education showed me that this was going to be the future. What happened is that I started my YouTube channel, bro. I used to do reviews. I used to do highlight tapes of sports and stuff like that. I would use artists' records, and I can tell you exactly what happened. I had a Soldier Boy record and I had a Lil Wayne record. I put it on YouTube with a highlight tape of mine, and the record got flagged, copyright infringement. So they muted the song, and now my highlight tape had no music. Said something about this is property of UMG. So I started doing my research and I said, oh shit, I can't do YouTube content without records of my own that I can then license so I don't have to deal with clearance and copyright issues. This is early on, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shit, I need to be producing my own records
Yeah.
to use with my YouTube content. That's why I started working with my cousin, because he was making that content and I needed him to make original music for my YouTube channel, content that I
Interesting.
was creating. So that's what happened, bro. It, like I said, it happened by mistake, and then I start to learn things, and I'm like, hold up, bro, this is a business, and YouTube will pay you for views. So I'm doing reviews, and I'm making money as an affiliate, as a referral guy, and then I'm also making money because I own the records that's being distributed. So every time we get a certain amount of views on a, video, I'm getting a check. And then search engine optimization becomes a thing, Joe, where I'm using certain keywords and I'm doing certain products that's getting traffic. So now I'm realizing a strategic way to advertise. I'm like, oh shit, all of this go hand in hand. And that's
Damn.
really what it is, bro. I start to figure out things by trial and error and didn't realize officially I was becoming a marketer. I was becoming an affiliate marketer. I was becoming an influencer marketer. I was learning search engine optimization at a high level because of my experience. And then when you go and look at Google and you start typing in jobs, you realize the shit that you're doing makes people six figures plus a year. I'm in college. I got a skill set.
Who influenced you though? Like, who are you watching or studying around this time?
Man, I've been my father was always an entrepreneur, bro. So I always had that hustle mentality. And he's a guy that he wasn't huge on academics. He was big on like what we call real world experience. So that's what he calls. He said he got real world degree, and you get exposure, bro. And I always paid attention, and that's what I appreciate him for, bro. Because I got that third eye to kind of be like, okay, what's working, what's going on, and I see shit that people don't see, bro. And my common sense is at an all time high level. You feel
Yeah,
me?
for sure.
And when I started to see what I was saying, bro, with YouTube, bro, I seen it was the wave. I seen it was the future. Sort of like when people look at like where Vlad TV is at today. He said, I stopped being a DJ, bro. I started doing interviews and I started doing content. I started releasing content. I started chopping it up. So I watch those interviews and listen to how somebody creates a career. And then I go out there and I take action immediately, bro, to see if it works for me. And I've been intrigued, bro. And look where Facebook and YouTube and Snapchat, and Twitter and Instagram and all this shit is now. I came home from prison, Joe. I went viral on Instagram. I've been getting DMs and consultations, bro. I made seven figures, bro, legally the right way the first year I've been home while on house arrest, haven't left the house. Just off of relationships and building situations like what me and you talking about, right? So I done locked in with a JoeCat, but I done locked in with a brand man Sean. I locked in with a Vice TV, a Michael K. I done locked in with any and everybody who got a platform who's a little bit in tune with what's going on. So I'm super blessed.
And also, who's willing to hear you out? Because I feel like people could see you as a risk just for your background. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the dope part about it is, look, you remember the movie Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So the only difference from me and him is I'm a young black dude, bro, that got caught up in the Wall Street situation, bro, embezzlement case, right? Put it like this, Joe. We glorify Jordan Belfort, right? He was out
Right.
there doing what? He was cheating
Same
on his
shit.
wife, bro. He was running around the world going crazy. Not only that, he told on his homies. They ran up 40, $50 million. They stole a lot of money from people. They did a lot of the penny stock manipulation. Like, they glorified that motherfucker. Even the way the movie got produced was scam, right? Leonardo DiCaprio become a superstar, bro. We glorify all of this shit. I'm just a black dude with sort of the same type of story and the same type of background. And I just understand that at the end of the day, how do we glorify one person, then we don't give me a platform to be like, look, this the right way, the wrong way to do it. I'm a young dude in his 20s that made these, mistakes, decisions, choices. I owned up on it, and I'm 30, bro, and I can give you guys the game. And I'm also super solid. Chad Focus didn't have any co-defendants. I went to prison by myself. I never sat on anybody's stand. And the guys that threw me under the bus, they extremely still successful. They learned, from the experience that we had together, right? And I'm in a space now, bro, where I'm monetizing my experience, my pain, my struggle, my trials and tribulation, and I'm giving away the game to those that listen.
Yeah. Damn.
So
Damn. I kind of wanted to pivot into that, into like just how you got incarcerated from
Yeah.
like the whole no LLC aspect, but also before you get into that, what are some misconceptions that you think most artists are like facing, like they can't get over, that you still see maybe 10, 20 years later that you're like, damn, you're
I
stuck.
laugh at this, right? Artists don't realize how much fame is literally, like I said, a calculated, um, um, budgeted strategy, right? Like you were talented back in the day. You linked up with a record label, and when they said the machine, I always wondered what that meant.
Mm-hmm.
Machine meant team. It meant departments. It meant PR, relations. It meant accounting. That's what the machine really meant. Can you put together this entire infrastructure to support the talent? Um, the fact that people don't realize if you're independent, you got to recreate this entire infrastructure yourself. That's what the fuck it is, bro. There's no way around that. It's just, and you got to play a lot of positions until you have other people that can be in those positions till you can duplicate yourself. So still to see the ignorance around the fact that, yo, bro, I'm talented, I can sing, I can dance, I can rap, and you think that that's enough, that is probably the most ignorant thing for most people to see. And like I said, for me, bro, the talent's an afterthought. You're not gonna catch me on these interviews, bro, doing a bunch of freestyling and rapping and singing. Like I can do that really well. I'm gonna try to give as much game, bro, in the time that I got. And the other part, like I say, bro, the marketing is everything, right? And every product. Another guy that went to federal prison when I had to be there, bro, was the kid Billy McFarlane. And I'm gonna tell you about this. He a genius. That's the guy that did the Fire Festival,
Yeah, yeah.
right? With him and Ja Rule. People don't talk about how this kid who was making $60,000 a year raised 32 million. They talk about the fact that he needed 90, so he got the scam of he didn't come up with the other 60 million. I focus on the 30 million he made, Joe. How he used the infrastructure of social media, how he used all of those influences to get people to the Bahamas without actually seeing the venue, a location, a real website. All he was, bro, was just a couple months from setting up the infrastructure correctly, and it would have been a genius situation.
Yeah.
But
Got
look at
ahead of
what it looks
himself.
like. But think about it today now, bro. If you can get a Kylie Jenner to repost your content, or you can get a Kim Kardashian or a Kanye West, or you get an academic say cheese, he was on the cusp of what we see influencer marketing is today, right? So Joe, Cat, and Chad Focus could do a dope freestyle right now. If we got a budget of $20,000 and we repost it on the right platform strategically, then we blow up. Can we recoup that money? What's World Star Hip Hop? World Star Hip Hop is nothing but an advertising platform. If you go to worldstar.com/advertise, you'll see how an Ice Spice blows up. You can literally buy the entire homepage to be themed. You can get the
It's like
top
it's like 8K,
video.
right? Some shit.
Yeah, 8K, 5K. So I'm a guy that people in my hood thought that you just got on World Star Hip Hop from being popping. So one day they went to World Star, my video was #1 and the song was super duper mediocre, but I got like 1 million streams and recouped all this money and got all this fame, and they was like perplexed, like, yo, he can't rap like us. I'm not buying gold chains, bro. I'm not flipping birds. I'm not fucking spending money on drugs, cars. I'm not in the club, bro, stunting like I'm somebody I'm not.
That's funny, dude.
So to this day, imagine guys that still go and spend all their money shooting a music video with no real strategy on how people are going to see this fucking music video. And you got a guy like myself that's like, yo, bro, holla at me. I'll help you do the marketing that us mediocre artists do for your exceptional talent. Don't go buy no chain. Come holla at me. I only want a 20% commission. $10,000 will get you the #1 spot. You're on World Star. Or you can go do that shit yourself.
Damn, that's not bad. But talk about the transition. Like, so you're getting in music. Where did it start to go bad? And you're like noticing, oh shit, I might be in trouble. And you
So
didn't do your background.
yeah, so look, I just put it like this: the corporate company I was working for, bro. I'll just backtrack a little bit, Joe. I'm what you call I am an artificial influence specialist. I make shit look bigger than it is till it actually is what the fuck it is, bro. And what
Damn.
most people call that is the fake it till you make it. I just call it artificial influence. And your biggest companies in the world use this every day to go from being, a no name to a household brand, from being $1 million startup, bro, to being $1 billion corporation. I was working for a company called Agora, bro. They were huge in the newsletter space, bro. They were huge in trying to build their online platforms, and we were competing against your Yahoos, Motley Fools, MSNBC, which are big content powerhouses, right? So the game for me for the last 10 years has always been content. I just was in a different industry, helping a financial newsletter website get their footing in Google, all right? They had a certain budget where they would pay pay-per-click advertising to bring traffic to their website. to create subscribers, which then turned into customers, which then turned into lifetime customers. We're making a lot of fucking money. The same systems that I started off early on using translated to the music industry and translated to social media. So what I was using as systems to help them inflate their positions in Google, to inflate their popularity on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, is exactly what we do with artist brands. Synonymous, bro. It's the same exact thing. What happened is that I had an unlimited budget with this company to build these infrastructure and these systems, and Chad Focus became the blueprint because I would use my budget to make sure that I was the case study before I went and implemented it for their platforms and their brands and their infrastructures, because I had to make sure that one things work and that I didn't jeopardize their brands as well. So put it like this, specifically buying followers, likes, comments, views. These were things that I tested with my own brand to see if they triggered the algorithm. And then I would implement this for the company I was working for. And they knew this. All right. So I was my own testimonial, my own biggest case study. Be like, yo, this is how I know buying Twitter refollows and reshares is going to get you guys to trend on Twitter, because I did it for myself. All right. That same $20,000 budget that you gave me. All right, cool. I'm famous as a motherfucker on Twitter right now. You guys gonna be famous on Twitter like a motherfucker too. And that's what happened, bro. I was able to build myself up and build the brand of the company at the same time. And I don't think that they understood, bro, how effective what I was doing really was. And when you're in the advertising space, bro, there are certain checks and balances that you should have. Budgets, systems, infrastructures, things like that. While they had me doing these things with these budgets, everything was in my name. So I was putting myself in a position, bro, that I was at stake or at risk if something ever went wrong, because it would look like I was embezzling money from a company.
Did they know that?
Of course, 100%. So they were setting me up to be the fall guy, because if something ever went wrong with Google or they were ever investigated by the SEC or something like that, then the fall guy would be, we got this third party advertising guy and he's doing these illicit things and we have no clue what he's really doing. We just know that he's a engineer or he's just a contractor for us. Yeah, he's on our salary, he's under our payroll, but we don't really know the inner workings of his systems. So that was it. And like I say, if I was smarter, I would have had an LLC. I would have forced this company to, one, pay me their budgets through my LLC, and I would have allocated the funds way differently than being an employee and allocating the money as an employee. That's what I didn't have, the limited liability protection, bro. When you work with a Clear Channel, you give Clear Channel the money, they go set up the advertising, they go set up the billboards. It's not like somebody from Clear Channel works for you
Yeah.
and then you buy the billboards through them. So that's the separation I didn't understand as far as business and advertising. The embezzlement factor came from he's spending all these illicit expenses on entertainment and non-advertising um 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 things,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And what I'll say to this is the other guys that were part of the business that don't look like me, the older rich white guys, all of their business expenses, the Rolls Royces, the traveling, the vacations, they wrote those off as marketing and advertising, which you can. And for me, mine was embezzlement charges when I became Chad Focus. So that's sort of what I explained in the Vice TV thing. I explained that, bro, I was helping to build infrastructures and systems for a company that turned out to be a Ponzi scheme. And when these guys needed a fall guy, I was famous enough, the storylines was sexy enough, and the headlines was crazy enough that when I got indicted, all you knew about was Chad Focus getting indicted for stealing from his company. But when they were indicted for the same exact situation, but they were hit by the FTC, they were back page news and nobody paid attention to them stealing millions of dollars from their clients. You only paid attention to the headlines of this kid, this rapper steals $4 million from this random company.
I'm curious, in what ways did they make it worse than it actually was? You know how they always do that with the cases, like.
Well, when you're dealing with fair case, the goal is for one, bro, to public opinion, right? They're going to make sure that they put themselves in position that is without a doubt this person is guilty. Also, you can't beat the feds because you're looking at a 98% conviction rate. So if it's smoke, it's fire, and they're going to make sure that shit flaming. And I was also in a case, bro, that you're dealing with a white collar crime that's really never been seen before, right? When have you ever heard about, rappers spending illicit funds from a company and the company not being named and this person not having a big RICO charge? Like, yo, this is unprecedented type shit. And I'm also a guy that's doing things you've never seen before. Biggest billboards in, Times Square. This shit is crazy. And I'm taking advertising funds and I'm allocating the money in a different type of way. Big companies, bro, use advertising and marketing funds, bro, to not pay taxes. So I was just doing something that was extremely like, what I'm saying, it was dope, bro. It was shit people never seen before, man, Joe. To be honest with you, it's still kind of shocking because who thought that I would be on a radar as I was, right? And it come with the territory sometimes, my guy.
Talk about just what it was like when you were in there. Just thoughts that you were having constantly, and maybe like how you were working on yourself, things like that.
All right, so prison was different, bro. I've been I get indicted May 2019, bro, and like I say, my whole world upside down. I go from, as they would say, not famous and very successful and with a lot of money to now I'm famous, bro, and they done seize all my assets. I'm like, oh shit, this is what it feels like to be a entertainer, right? Um, the process of going through the case in the pretrial extremely uncomfortable, bro. They shot down my record label. It felt like the same stuff that Irv Gotti and Murder Inc. dealt with the Supreme Team case, right? So look at that, right? Irv and them were never guilty, ever. But it shut down Murder Inc. It put them in a position where they lost all their assets, their resources, their connections, their networks. Nobody ever apologized, bro, when he was found not guilty. Look at all the money they spent for the legal teams, and look at how Murder Inc. never bounced back. So that's something too, Joe, that we don't have a conversation about, right? Nobody talks
I've been
about how
there.
they can.
I've been
Come
there.
on, bro.
I've lost money and you don't get it back. It's the same shit.
Facts, right? So I went through the process where I was able to find out really who was my friend and who wasn't, which was really dope because I had been in a position where I was super duper fly, super duper up, and then to go through something that was like that public, bro, and to deal with those charges and whatnot. People pick sides, whether they knew what was going on or didn't know what was going on. You seen who supports you because they really love you. You seen who was around because you had money, not had money. So I went through all of that shit, bro, which was dope. I got
Shout
to
them out.
exercise.
Shout them out. Who was there?
Yo, listen, family always, bro. First and foremost, your day one friends, bro. Real solid business partners that been through shit, bro. And like I said, it's too many to name. It's just for me, I was super blessed to see who was there and who wasn't. Of course, you go with the shit, bro, where you got friends that found out that you're a millionaire and thought that they should have been entitled to certain shit that they weren't, right? So you found out who felt like they was entitled, and you found out who really loved you, bro. So to go to prison and see who wrote you, bro, who sent you books, bro, who checked in on your moms and stuff like that, who made sure your kids were straight. That right there for me was an eye opener. And my time in prison was different, bro. I had time to myself, bro. Highly respected by the guys on the inside. For the people that knew my story and knew how solid I stood, bro, they looking at it like, damn, we dealing with a lot of guys that snitch, that sell their homies out, that sell their family out. I stayed solid, bro. I took my responsibility and I learned from it. Um, Also, the Vice TV special came on while I was in prison. So imagine being a celebrity on a yard, right? Where I went to, I was at Petersburg. Joel Santana had just left the medium, so they had already dealt with a celebrity being on, on a campus. Then I was at the low. Guys love me, bro, because the same person I am with you, Joe, or anybody else, bro. I'm super approachable. I'm accessible. I show love, bro. I ask and demand for respect, and I give respect. So I had no problems, bro. I made a lot of friends. I learned a lot. And the guys that were my bunkies, the cellies that I had, bro, were all brothers that was in their 40s. We learned a lot from each other because, they showed me how they made repeated mistakes, bro, and how they learned back into this place that they was in and how they kept, coming back to prison. And I learned that this is gonna be my first and only time I ever come here. I'm gonna learn from these mistakes, bro, and I really miss my kids. I miss my family. And this time away, I'm able to reset. Spent a lot of time, Joe, to myself, a lot of time meditating, a lot of time reading, and a lot of time planning what you're seeing is going on right now, bro. And we just executing, man.
I mean, was there any like significant personal discoveries though that you didn't know or realize while you're there? Like,
Hell yeah, bro. I never realized, yo, how I'm gonna tell you this, bro. I'm a Scorpio, bro. I'm a introvert extrovert, right? So I also do very well, bro, sitting in my own space, and I didn't need as many people around, right? I'm not a posse guy. So my self discovery is that yo, I don't need all of those bells and whistles. I don't need all those moving parts, yo, to become successful and to live the lifestyle that I want to. I was doing a lot of that shit, yo, for other people. So I had to make a decision on what I wanted to do for myself and what was best for me and my family. And when you go through a process like that, bro, and you downsizing everything, and especially like I said, your lifestyle and your posse, you become a minimalist again. And you be like, look, what's the basics needs that I need to be happy, bro? And I really thought about that each and every day. Then you go from the process where you in prison, isolated. We went through COVID while I was on that prison sentence. And then we come out and we in a halfway house. Just extremely humble, bro, to be like, look, these are the things that I'm blessed to have, and I'm not going to worry about what I don't have.
What about, do you have any actual good memories, like anything that you do remember that was, I don't know,
Whereas
like stand
far as
that stands out, like you did, like did you make friends, or like just any
oh, hell,
moments,
yo,
any
bro,
moments?
listen, bro, I was a part of something called the Residential Drug Assistance Program, bro, or Drug Abuse Program. This the same shit that like I read about in Gucci Mane's book and whatnot. So a lot of guys, bro, that you'll see that come from hard backgrounds, a lot of these motherfuckers is funny as shit, bro. And I'm a goofy guy myself, so we had a good time talking shit all the time, bro, and cracking jokes and it felt like being in high school amongst some good men at times. You get what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
laid back, bro.
You're
And
making
if
the
you're a
most of it.
solid, yeah, if you're a solid dude, bro, you're gonna have a smooth time. You're gonna be able to rehabilitate yourself. You just find out that character matters more than status. And all of my guys, bro, I talked to a lot of my dudes. I just talked to my boy Treadway a little while ago, and my boy Long, and my man Polo. Like, I got some really solid dudes that we hold each other accountable now that we back home. And that's the one thing that you can never like. It's an experience that you go through with some guys that nobody ever understand. It's like the same relationship I got with my high school teammates I won the championship with, or my college boys, or the homies I was in their weddings and stuff like that. I got relationships, bro, that I'm a value forever, and I keep in contact with my guys, and like to this day I love some of those guys, bro, forever, bro, and I appreciate them, one, looking out for me, and then two, us building a rapport and a relationship that we got today, bro. So you can't emphasize how important relationships are, bro. It's one thing that money can't buy you on a solid relationships.
Is there any like books or like specific letters that you remember stuck out?
Yeah. I always love my 48 Laws of Power, bro. And
Wow,
I
Robert
was
Greene.
able to this is how dope my experience was. I would read my books, bro, and I would highlight specific things. And I left a lot of my books there in the yard with the guys. And everybody would share my books because the way that I read and study, I emphasize certain shit. And it also becomes a part of my DNA. So as I would pass on books that I read, bro, my favorite one was the Jay Prince Respect. I enjoy how Jay Prince, bro, broke down setting up his infrastructure and his business and putting Scarface and those guys in position, and losses that he took, and calculated things that he did. I love 50 Cent's Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. I got to read Gucci Mane, bro, and Rick Ross. Like, I'm a big person that loves autobiographies and memoirs, bro. I love to find out how somebody became who they are, what experiences shaped them and defined them. The letters that I received, bro, from my kids, bro, just telling me, yo, Pops, we love you, man. Come back home, we need you. That's the type of motivation that keep you going each and every day. You know, understand what I'm saying? Being isolated because of COVID, not knowing what you could and couldn't control, that helped me put myself in a good perspective too. Like, control what you can control. COVID put us in such a position, bro, where we was helpless, and I couldn't do anything about it.
Here's a good question. I want you to think about this one. How your mental health has been affected just by the public scrutiny and everything that you've gone through.
Oh man, it's a lot to talk about, right? So you're dealing with your depressions, you're dealing with feeling like you're bipolar, you feeling with anxiety, you're dealing with a lot of those different things. Um, Productively wise, bro, you don't know how important it is to one, have a routine, how important it is to have outlets, right? How important it is to have them conversations too, Joe. And
Do you doubt
now it's
yourself?
funny, huh?
Do you doubt yourself ever?
Nah, never that. Never that, bro. Um, you will question if you're making the right decisions sometimes, right? You will sit and you'll overthink. I'll say, before I say doubt, I'll say overthink. And I was extremely impulsive when I was younger. I was just ready to go. Now, bro, I'm a little bit more calculated. I want to make the right decision, and I want to factor out, the pros and the cons. But mental health wise, bro, I've been in therapy, man, for the last 4 or 5 years, bro. It's dope. I've even gone through processes where, because of sleep, I've tried everything from your Seroquel, your Trazodones, your Prozacs. Like, I've tried the quick fixes. I've tried the ADHD medicines, the Wellbutrins. I miss being able to smoke weed and just fucking tap out. Like, I'm honest about those things I done went through, and it's been a lot of trial and error to try to figure out what works for me. I know one thing, bro, a healthy diet, bro, and a routine, and having a sense of purpose every day, that's nothing that can eliminate that. And then talk therapy, bro. Having a therapist, having somebody that you can vent to and that feel that doesn't judge you and can allow you to kind of put together a plan of attack and unload some things. And that's dope because me and you, bro, we having conversations that men they didn't used to have back in the day. How you feeling today, bro? How's your mental, bro? How you feeling about your family? How's life? But yo, prison is a traumatic experience for a lot of guys. No man should be locked in a cage with another man with just a toilet and a bunk bed in this little confined space. It just isn't one sanitary, and it's not something to go and help you out mentally.
It's
But if you can
inhumane.
overcome that, game changer, bro.
Yeah. Damn. What about like spirituality and stuff? You never really talk about that.
Yeah, my hey, look, born and raised, man. Mom's was family Jehovah Witness, bro. Right, born and raised, come from that background. And the one thing I'll say that's dope about is, bro, we never celebrate holidays. I wasn't one of them kids that was entitled growing up. Always worked hard for everything. I didn't grow up thinking that there was a Santa Claus or talking about the Easter Bunny. Like I never dealt with the whole. My parents told me this. They were straight up with me. It was none of those lies, bro. It was, no Saint Nicholas is coming down the chimney to save you. I never dealt with that frame of mind. Religious wise, like I said, man, we love our Jehovah God, man. I believe in Jesus Christ, man. It's a blessing for me because I'm not what you would call a religious guy. I'm more so spiritual. I think that everything happens for a reason. I'm super duper blessed to still be here, bro. I know I got a purpose and I got a lot of values, bro. And I'm blessed because you know, mom got a lot of love, bro. I love thy neighbor, yo. Like I love myself and I treat a lot of people with respect and I'm willing to do whatever I can for my family and my friends, bro. And those values are something that we hold true since childhood, man.
I'm curious if that helped you as well while you're incarcerated, because like you're talking about meditation and stuff. Did you ever feel like you're communicating with a higher power, that you weren't there alone, kind of?
100%, bro. And pray a lot, bro. And that's a lot of your faith is going to get you through, right? And your upbringing, and that's also going to make you the type of person that people respect and appreciate when you in conditions like that. Like I say, I was given the utmost respect and the utmost love while I was in prison, bro. And the guys that I was around appreciated because they could one see that I came from great foundation, a great upbringing. I don't have no snake in me at all, bro. And like I said, super duper grateful. I give the shirt off my back if I could. Anything that the brothers needed, bro, I made sure that I took care of them and looked out for them, and they did the same for me. So yeah, bro, just like I said, I knew that I was down for a time period, but I knew it wasn't permanent. You get what I'm saying? And my mom used to always say this too shall pass. So I kept that in the frame of my mind every single day, bro. Every day was a day to appreciate another day of life, bro. Just the small things, bro. Being healthy, right? Having all your faculties, your mind still being strong, a chance to be sober, Joe. Right? You go to prison, you get sober, bro. Clear minded, and then also you had time to yourself. And for somebody that's in the career space that we was in, I was ripping and running for a decade. I never had a chance to sit still. So two quotes I always remember, yo, be still, my son, and this too shall pass. And I was embracing both of those things head on, man.
It's pretty good. What about like heading to getting out and stuff? Like, what were those days like? The anticipation. Time goes by slower.
Yeah, bro. Listen, the last week felt like the fucking first year. It's the anxiety one, bro, because like I said, I was extremely excited to come home and see my kid. My kid had been without me, man, for 20 months, right? And every day, bro, that was probably the one thing I worried about the most was making sure that my kid was okay and just praying that, he was holding strong. Um, you coming back and you're like, look, how am I going to transition? What's the halfway house going to be like? How am I going to get back to work? Right? How am I going to be received by certain peers, family members? Like, those are just questions that you have. And for me, bro, like I said, I was excited to just get back to some type of normalcy, get back to some type of routine, to see the people that I loved and hang out with my friends and family, bro. And, like I said, it's a super duper blessing when those things get taken away from you and then you like, yo, how much do I value them? So coming back home, bro, for those, holiday periods when everybody's home from work and you get to see all the friends and family and people stop by to check on you and your first home cooked meal, like after forever, your first shower, right?
Yeah,
And like those little things, bro, being able to like do your laundry, bro, being able to drive to the gas station, just those small things,
free.
bro, that we take for granted. Those little freedoms, being able to go to the gym, right? Take your kid to school. So those small things became major to come back home, bro, and be like, damn, bro, I super appreciate my freedom
You're
and the
really in the
blessings that I
moment.
have.
Really in the
Yep.
moment now. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um. Damn. Okay. Shoot. I just I'm kind of thrown off here because I didn't. I'm just shook, bro. Like I didn't understand how much you went through, just how much you have to go inside to get through all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It's deep, man. And look, I tell it's not easy either, bro. My support system, bro, and the love that I get is way different than what people see on your social media, right? So that's just like a percentage of your life, but that shit is not authentic, right? So for a lot of people, they're looking at, you on TV, Breakfast Club, Latin, you on a lot of different platforms. You just the exposure is one thing, but I know how to what we call unplug from the matrix. So I'm super duper blessed, bro. Like I said, I got a foundation. I got real family, real friends.
I think my question, dude, that I keep wondering is like, do you have resentment toward anybody, like anything? Like, because if I was you, bro, all this time and knowing, deep down that you were just
Yeah.
trying to help somebody.
You know, I never did what I was doing, bro, looking for, how could we say, admiration or for people to put me up on no pedestal. I did it because I genuinely cared, bro. It can't, what I say, Joe, is I had the right intentions. Now, I understand people do things calculated because they want people to look at them a certain way. That's probably one of my downfalls. Right? So put it like this: you did a record with King Los. I remember when I went to prison, we got a platform in Baltimore called Murder Inc. And when people were like, Chad Focus goes to prison, steals 4 million, this and that. I remember this like it was yesterday. King Los was on there, like, who? This how funny it was. I had just left uh BET Awards 2018. I took the entire city of Baltimore damn near. I took 75 people. A lot of those guys are friends of his, people that he works with, compadres, companions. I could have had every last one of them reposting me all day long in their social media profiles, this, that, and that. I didn't do it for the notoriety, which I also should have took advantage of because I'm in the artist space, right? My job is to expose my brand. I really did it because I wanted to see people I was from win. I wanted to see people get exposure and experiences. So that's the gift and the curse, bro, of not also going to the mountaintop and shouting all the things you do for people, right? That when things do hit the fan, people be like, who is this person or what did you really do for this or that? That's the hard part as well. So it's never a resentment, bro. You're just trying to factor in who's genuine and who's not, right? When I went through what I went through, who came to my defense and was like, yo, bro was a good dude that looked out for me. Some people do, some people don't. So now you can identify who's a real genuine person, who will support you when you're there and not there, who will whisper your achievement, bro, but scream out your downfalls. That's a lot for you. And it's never been resentment, Joe. It's been always motivation. I'm super duper motivated. I internalize and compartmentalize a lot of things. It's like how Michael Jordan and Kobe used to operate. I think everything for them being great was mental. So I look at certain people that don't give me props. So I look at certain people that will say negative things, or people that didn't give me the benefit of the doubt, or people that don't appreciate, or people that will speak without researching. And I'd be like, you know what? Maybe they just don't know better. I don't take it personal. I use it as motivation, bro. And that's a dope thing for me, bro, because it keeps you in a positive space. And negativity don't help you get a pass. It don't help you get the way you want to get at. I always remember this, bro. When LeBron talks about how he went to Miami, Joe, and he said that first year, yo, he played so angry. And they lost that championship to Dallas, and he had his worst finals ever. And people were just rooting for this man to fail. And was always a great dude. And he came back the next year and he was himself. I'm gonna just be myself, bro. I'm gonna just be LeBron. I'm gonna be the guy that you always love me or hate me. So I'm in that space, bro, and people will catch up. And I'm super blessed, bro, with the opportunity that Vice TV gave me because it allowed people to kind of one see my plight, see who I was behind the scenes, see what I was about, see my story, and time will tell, right? So we got a lot more work to do, man. We got a lot more years here on Earth, man, and hopefully I can continue to grind. Not everybody gonna love you, not everybody gonna appreciate you, bro, but each and every day I know I'm doing the right thing, bro. My intentions is good, and I look in the mirror, bro, and I like what I see, my guy.
What are your thoughts on like the current state of music in terms of we're noticing nobody charting kind of aspect of music, and then AI in the future? What are you predicting or what are you seeing?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. It's like everything, right? We're gonna have to adjust. I'm super blessed, bro, that have been embraced and a proponent of AI for the last 20 years.
Hmm.
So put it like this, AI can be a benefit, right? AI Chat GPT helps me with emails and allocating schedules and automating Instagram social media posts. Like
Everything,
it's a
everything.
lot of positives, right? So I think that you better figure out how to maneuver and utilize AI before you be against it. Look at the chat bots that we can use. I got many chat that communicates with people on my social media because I can't afford having an entire customer service staff, right? Like It's dope things like Calendly, bro. I got workflows. I'm able to do consultations. So it's a lot of great spaces. When we look at what AI does in the music space, bro, I'm able to create catalogs now, right? I got all types of production that I'm able to do affordably. Um, I'm super blessed, bro, in the fact that I've been doing my own AI. So when I don't want to record, I can create music. I'm just going to embrace it, bro. And at the end of the day, it's nothing you can do about it, right? So it's just like what we went from vinyls to CDs, cassettes. Now you're streaming. Like that's the evolution of the game. Just like we went from Napster to WorldStar to MySpace to now Instagram, TikTok. Like it's just a game. So not only that, Joe, I'm investing in AI. I'm investing in crypto. It's things that weren't around before that we got to take advantage on. And instead of, being against the evolution, bro, I'm gonna try to figure out how I can be a part of the movement and succeed from it and also benefit from it as well. You feel me?
So, if we consider like controversy around fake streams, do you like how do you plan to approach the future with that? Like, and what is your advice for artists that are trying to like maneuver with integrity, authentically?
I tell them this, what you signed up for, right? So I put it like this, Joe. This gonna fuck you up. I got homies that's in the streets, but they like, y'all don't need a gun. I'm like, yo, you signed up for the fucking streets, bro. There's no way in the world you signed up to be a part of this world, and you think that your safety shouldn't be first and foremost. If you are a musician and you are in the record business, know that fake streams is a part of the ecosystem. Let's understand that you signed up to be a part of this ecosystem. All right. If you are working with a major label, their job is to take care of their shareholders and be for profit. So fake streams will always be a part of the ecosystem. As an artist, if you don't want to deal with fake streams, you better be very, very good at advertising. You better be very, very good at manipulating those infrastructures, at influencer marketing. So there's ways for people, bro, to prepare themselves for what's going on. And that's what I would much rather have a conversation about. When you see me on Brandman Network, I'm talking about my catalog. I own a lot of music, bro, by mainstream artists because they don't write their own music, most of them. The composers, the songwriters, the copyright holders, they're selling off shares of the music that they own, that these artists are part of an ecosystem of creating. We think about what Taylor Swift went through. She didn't own a master. So when Scooter Braun sold them for hundreds of millions of dollars, that's because the deal that she signed. So she was not done wrong. That was a deal that she arranged in
Yep.
exchange for her fame. So I wish more artists were educated, bro, and understood what's going on. If we want to come to the table and negotiate what we feel is fair, we got to take more due diligence and responsibility in knowing what the fuck is going on and what we're talking about. All right. And that's for me, bro. To this day, I still set up streaming infrastructures, bro, and platforms and systems and servers for independent and major artists. I still run major Billboard charting campaigns. And like I told you too, Joe, it's all about infrastructure and strategy. Who comes on to a podcast and tells you guys that, yo, it's Total Volume, that Sound Scan and Music Connect is looking at for you to chart on Billboard? So guess what? Whatever the fucking sales volume is for the top 200 artists, are you putting together a strategy to be a part of that top 200 next week, the week after, this month, forward and forward on? What's your rollout look like? So let's start having those, honest conversations about what we're really trying to get done. And
I
I think that's the goal for me, man.
I also feel like it's worth saying people like you, me, and even like La Russell, for example, like you may not like the messenger sometimes or what we're talking about. It might even make you uncomfortable, but you shouldn't like discredit what people are doing because I gotta admit, like La Russell's doing some crazy shit, like
Yeah.
unheard of, making ways for people like you don't even have to like him, you don't have to agree, but he might be doing something for you that you can benefit from in the future.
Well, a lot of people, bro, they what you call fence sitters. So they gonna sit on the fence, bro, just judging. And at the end of the day, not everything's for everybody. But I'll tell you this, I appreciate all parts of the game. That's why I say all press is good press. Whether you like me, don't like me, appreciate me, love me, as long as you're paying attention, that creates the movement. That keeps it going. As long as you're part of the conversation, that keeps the conversation going. That keeps expanding the brand. 2 weeks ago, Russell posted like he got 20,000 followers. He had 10,000 people that unfollowed him. That's what comes with the game, bro. We just want to keep more of the positivity than the negativity, but it come with the game. I like what Lil Russell does, right? I like the guy putting out, 5 pieces of content every day, figuring out a way to efficiently create content, to shoot his music videos, to go and to give the game. He built his own platform. He got his infrastructure. He about to go on tour with T-Pain, which is super duper dope. Like, I like everything that bro is bringing to the game. For a person like myself, bro, I'm gonna salute you. I'm gonna appreciate you, and I'm gonna try to equip myself with whatever you got in your bag that I don't got in my bag and add it to my toolkit. So I love everything about the Lil Russell. If I want to get back into the artist space, I know what kind of like standard I got to go ahead and hold up to. Look how much content this kid producing. Look how many albums he putting out. So I got to figure out how to one either outdo that or to also be able to hold my own in that space. So he giving you a blueprint. He giving you a platform. Only thing I want from a guy like Lil Russell is that when that motherfucker come out and create what we call a commercial hit record, and he's going to strategically do it one day when he feels like it. Right? He's making records that he likes right now. But when he sits down one day and is like, look, I'm gonna drop a Sexy Red, I'm gonna drop a Drake, I'm gonna put together a mulatto or a future record, the game gonna be over because I know he's that strategic and he's always thinking about what's next.
What's next for Chad Focus?
Oh man, bro, right now, super blessed to have Focus Music University. I got my own platform, Joe, man. I got over 1,000 students, bro, where I created an infrastructure in my own masterclass where I could monetize people that want to be around me and be a part of my community. I teach the game, bro, from A to Z, yo, from the admin, the ownership, the marketing, how to set the infrastructure together, bro, how to build your sales funnels. The shit me and you talking about, people are looking for somebody to give them the game that's in it and that's up to date and current. I get a game up, bro. People want us to give them streaming services. They want us to put together Billboard campaigns, packages. They want to get rollouts. They want help with the influencer marketing. Like, yo, bro, we the guys, man. And I'm super blessed to have people that work with me that's trusted and that have been doing it for a long time. Outside of that, bro, we got a chadfocus.com website. We're working on a new documentary. Guys, go check me out on Vice TV, Rage Against the Machines, Black Market, over 100 million views. Can't wait to bring back out the Focus clothing line. And I might go on tour this summer, man. I pray that when the Russell and T-Pain touch down here in Baltimore, that me and T-Pain go out there and do the Dance With Me remix for the people. So I'm gonna speak that into existence. And more Billboard plaques on the way, bro. You understand me? Like, yo, we got a lot of shit that we're gonna put together. And when y'all see me out there, bro, just know that we spoke it and we put it together, man. We had a good time.
Man, um, like any last words, but also I'm wondering if there's any other artists that you think are good examples that are doing it right, like kind of like Lil Russell. Just like who are you watching,
Um,
or even
right
if
now,
it's not artists, you could be like a
I'll tell you
Gary
this.
V. You know,
I'll give you this, right? I'm big on independence, man. I love my Gary V's, my Grant Cardones. I love Alex Hormozy. Just some of the guys that you should know that I'm tuned in with. The Russell Brunsons. Like, I got a very, very diverse crew of like marketers and mentors that I deal with, man. Shout out to my boy Billy Jean is marketing. I love what Shannon Sharp is doing right now, bro. How he's diversifying his platforms and what he's doing. I love how Shannon went from with Skip to Stephen A. and now he's doing these interviews. Um, I love the Ha Ha Davises, bro. I love the Jess Hilariouses. I love the Desi Banks. Shout out to all of my local guys, man, that's working, man. I like what Jay Hill is doing. I like Flame, Cito G, Troyce. And more than anything, bro, I just am a fan of what Ryan Leslie meant to the game as a pioneer.
it's a
Him
good
creating
one.
a superphone app. Big shout out, man, to what Nipsey meant to the game, bro. Always rest in peace to the big homie and what he brought to the game. And how he was able to show value in his direct to consumer approach and how he really, built up his neighborhood and what Nipsey did with the marathon, like, gone too soon. And I'm a huge, huge proponent, bro, on what you are saying. Like I said, with the Lil Russells, bro, and shout out to the Russes and all the other guys that's in my industry that's doing that thing right now, man. The Dorian Group 82s, the JL McKees, the fucking brand man Sean's, bro. I love the promo god. I love Jens the Guru. It's a lot of guys that it doesn't dim my light to give them their flowers and say, I see you. I love what you bring to the game, whether we agree, disagree, whether we work together, we don't. It's just great to see everybody out here pushing the culture forward. And those are some of the guys that outside of myself you should pay attention to. And look forward to everything Focus, man. It's Focus Music University, it's Focus Music Entertainment. And I think I got the dopest stage name in the world, man. Follow one course until successful. I don't think it get more positive than that. And I think I got the one word that everybody uses and everybody could get a little bit more focus in their life when we are good.
Let's give some like last words to artists specifically. Talk to them and tell them what they should be doing, focusing on, and then you can advertise your course.
Most def. Well, shout out, like I said, man, to every artist, man, at any stage of their career, right? I think the art form, bro, and what we bring to the table, bro, is necessary. Going forward into the future, please, please, please find a way to take advantage of the tools that are available to you. Embrace AI, um, embrace education, embrace learning, embrace trial and error, and get into the game, man, where you're creating content. Because years from now, decades from now, centuries from now, the content going to still exist. It's going to be the one thing for your legacy that could be game changer for you and your family, right? And let's try to be better by pushing the culture forward, man. Let's put out, better music, better movies, better podcasts, better interviews, and let's reach our full potential. So every day, Joe, I try to be better than I was the day before, and I think that's the one thing I'm gonna emphasize for everybody. Try to reach your full potential. Me personally, man, please follow me, man. I am Chad Arrington on Instagram, and then at Chad Focus on all the platforms. You can always get a hold of me, man. I'm outside, bro, as the youngsters would say, man. I'm super blessed. Shout out to my family, shout out to home team, shout out to Baltimore. And then Joe, man, much love and appreciation to you, bro. We connect and we lock in, and told me I had to come and catch up with you, man, even before we got off the box, man. So I always appreciate when we tap in, and just having positive relationships and brothers like you, bro, that's a blessing for me coming home. You know what I'm saying? I get to come home and meet a JoeCat, bro. And I value just the same way that I value a Sway or, a Michael K. Williams, bro, because we all are people in the same space, and, energy is reciprocated and exchanged. And, you know, I'm super humble, bro. The same way that I feel about the big homies, I feel about you as well, man. I want to see you continue to do well, and much love, man. And I can't wait to meet you, bro, and chop it up and get to see you in person.
Hell yeah, dude. It's been super insightful. I'm glad that every time we talk, I seem to learn more and more. So
Much
hopefully,
love.
hopefully we'll do this again in the future, dude.
Of course, man. But y'all appreciate you. Listen, you about to go enjoy some time with the family. We doing the same, and that's another thing, man. I think we got to emphasize, like, we do what we do, man, for our family, bro. And we super blessed to have our loved ones around us. And outside of the guys you see online, man, is good dudes that really appreciate and love their family, man. So that's the one thing I want them to take from this, man. At the end of the day, we do it for our loved ones, and they mean the most to us.
It's true, and now you've definitely put that instilled in me, like the importance of it. So it's pretty good, man. I appreciate your insight and just how you give me shit to look forward to every time we speak. I'm like, damn, he has it's something else I didn't know. So
Yeah.
I'm sure
Nah,
I'll
we
learn even
blessed,
more
man.
next time.
Hey Joe, stay tuned, man. Listen, bro, we try and make history, bro, over and over again, man. So we're gonna keep it pushing, man. Like I said, I'm extremely proud of you too, bro. I appreciate you, man. And it's always dope when we do get a chance to catch up. And it's hard, man. Time flying, man. Life is lifing, right? As they say. So just keep pushing, bro. And anytime you need me, always a call away, bro. If I don't get to you immediately, I'm gonna see you, my guy, and I'm gonna tap in, man. So
You
just
always
know, just
do.
bear with me, Joe.
Now you always do, bro. I know you're busy.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate you, big bro. Always love, man.
Definitely, bro. We'll be in touch.
Holla
Thanks.
at me, Joe.
More than rich. We out.
All right, baby.